I mean, it's transparent. It's just out there. You know, it's glaring in terms of the pieces that we need in order for us to be at that next level. So collectively, I feel like we have great pieces, but obviously it's pretty glaring that we need, you know, one more piece or two more pieces that will complement myself, KD, DJ, GT, Spence, Karras, and, you know, we'll see how that evolves.
Desire. It's a strong feeling of wanting, but it's not always so clear and not so permanent. Yes, Kyrie Irving just said that the Nets are having glaring problems, are not a championship team, and that they need to change other parts around their core of him, Durant, Dinwiddie, LeVert, JT, and DJ. We've seen players change tunes. Paul George went from wanting to go to the Lakers to staying on OKC and eventually ending up on the Clippers. And then there's Kyrie Irving. He's played at the highest level, won a championship, but he had other desires. Desires that have become problems. But what really is the problem with Kyrie Irving? What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. This isn't Kyrie's first time making comments about his team. This was an issue on the Celtics and even on the Cavs. It was apparently an issue in the beginning of this season for the Nets, although that was just apparently a rumor too. I think Jay Williams made a great point here.
Everything that Kyrie Irving said was correct.
Right.
You just don't say that to the media. You don't say that to the media. This is what you say to Sean Marks. This is what you say to Joe and Clara Tsai, the owners of the team.
So I just want to look deeper into Kyrie Irving and this whole mess. Drop a like for how many ankle breakers Kyrie has had. 6,211. And I made a TikTok on Kyrie, giving $20 to someone who likes and follows. And to the 1.95 million people that watch my videos that still aren't subscribed, wow, there's more of you now. Look, Howard is splashing threes, full spin cycle LeBron, so please subscribe. Also, notifications are nice, especially for the late uploads, so turn them on. To understand this problem, we have to go back to July 1st, 2014. At this point in time, Kyrie Irving has been in the league for 3 seasons. He's been an all-star for 2 years, and he just signed a 5-year max contract extension with the Cavs. He crossed up Brandon Knight,
お前はもう死んでいる。何？
He's the Cavs' future at the age of 21. Sure, the Cavs hadn't been doing well, going 70 and 152. They just hired a third coach going into 4 years. And Kyrie missed 65 games in 3 seasons, but the future looked bright. I mean, a 2-time All-Star, an All-Star Game MVP, averaging over 20 points in his last 2 seasons, all under the age of 21, Kyrie was part of the new wave of scoring point guards. This didn't mean that Kyrie was fully on board with signing the extension with the Cavs. That whole season before, Kyrie wouldn't commit to an extension with the Cavs even if it did make financial sense. He would have to wait 2 more seasons before getting a payday without the assurance of a cap raise, but he was really unsure about the Cavs. So it wasn't just about the money. The Cavs sold Kyrie a vision. A vision that would possibly haunt him forever. The front office told Kyrie that the Cavaliers would be his team, that he would be the superstar and leader of the organization. The Cavs had just drafted Andrew Wiggins with the #1 pick, who had such high upside and expectations, so it wasn't going to be an immediate success story, but it was still going to be Kyrie's team. Kyrie signed on for 5 years with that in mind. And then, just 10 days later, on July 11, 2014, LeBron made the decision to come home. And just like that, the vision that was sold to Kyrie shattered.
Oh, come on, man.
With LeBron coming to the Cavs, there was no way that this would be Irving's team. This was before LeBron became le GM, but he was returning to an organization ready to listen to every word he said, not a stern Pat Riley who controlled the Heat. And Kyrie had no option. He had just signed for 5 years. It was bittersweet. On one hand, this made the Cavs an instant championship contender, but also made Kyrie a second option. That was already an issue when Dion Waiters thought he should be the first option over Kyrie. That actually happened! So while Kyrie Irving and LeBron James would become an amazing duo and a big three with Kevin Love, there was always something missing. Even when Kyrie scored 40 in Game 6 and hit the shot in Game 7, LeBron's 41 in Game 6 and his block was more credited. So after 3 years of being in LeBron's shadow, of learning from his leadership and seeing how he used the media to manipulate an organization into doing what he wanted, Kyrie demanded a trade that didn't come as a surprise. He even threatened the Cavs organization that he wouldn't play. Kyrie was just turning 25 and had won a championship, but some of the habits he picked up from Bron weren't the best. Keep in mind that LeBron is the king of passive-aggressive shots. Remember that fit-out tweet in 2015 that was a reference to Kevin Love? A lot of what LeBron says is calculated, and he also isn't afraid to put certain teammates under the bus or get new teammates like in 2018 with the Cavs. And the worst part of all of that was that Kyrie had seen that work. LeBron got his way almost every time. Kobe was also a guy who led through tough love and wasn't afraid of calling out teammates behind closed doors. There were reports that Kyrie would go days without speaking to his teammates while on the Cavs, even during their playoff runs. But no one on the Cavs seems to have had a problem with Kyrie, which is a repeating pattern on his other teams. And so once on the Celtics, Kyrie had his own team that was under his leadership, especially with Hayward going down with injury. But the Celtics also had tough management with Danny Ainge and a coach in Brad Stevens who wasn't necessarily a player coach, but more of a high IQ coach trying to be the next Greg Popovich. So Kyrie wasn't the solo dictator like LeBron, but he had his moments of calling out his teammates because that was the only power he had. If you look at Kyrie off the court though, all the players praised how much of a leader he was and how involved he was when he was out injured. Players like Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart took to heart the advice Kyrie gave. Smart even said that Kyrie wasn't trying to disrupt what the Celtics had built, which for a star like Irving says a lot. Then the Celtics did amazing in the 2018 playoffs without Kyrie, nearly making the finals behind their young core. Irving comes back, which means a reduced role for everyone part of that run, and that caused problems because now players associated their less playing time with Kyrie, which led to falling outs and team meetings and the cycle repeating over and over again. But if you look at when the Nets played the Celtics, it was all love between Kyrie and the Celtics players. Jaylen Brown recently said that it wasn't Kyrie's fault for the Celtics locker room problems and that the coaching should have been able to better manage that, along with the front office tempering the players' expectations. But Smart said one very telling thing, that the Celtics could never truly understand Kyrie, and maybe that's it. It's not that Kyrie is a bad leader, a selfish player, it's that he doesn't know how to express what he wants in a way that others could understand. Remember, when he left the Cavs, LeBron was sort of blindsided by the trade demand, and he didn't even realize that Kyrie had problems, which didn't make sense if they were close or if Kyrie was openly communicating. So now, Kyrie is on the Nets, where there is the most promise for Kyrie to change his ways. ESPN reported earlier that Irving's attitude was negatively impacting the Nets, and his teammates came to his defense. Jared Allen said that Kyrie was a normal teammate, and Kyrie left him out of the core pieces list in that answer. So Kyrie has been chasing his own team, but hasn't exactly figured out the right way to talk to inspire change without talking to the media. Teammates of his still like Kyrie and know that it's going to happen, but Kyrie isn't the friendly leader that will be best buds with his teammates. He's more of a Kobe type in that respect, in which he leads by example and will try to make those around him better without being the friend. It's a weird LeBron-Kobe hybrid that definitely isn't isn't for everyone, but the Nets are different. Here, he's with friends and Kevin Durant and DeAndre Jordan, who he wanted to play with. Kyrie didn't intentionally pick the Celtics, he was just traded there and tried to make the best of the situation. Kyrie chose to sign to the Cavs, but a very different version of the Cavs. This is the first team that he really got to pick who he wanted to be with and surrounded by. It might help Kyrie to straighten out all these communication issues as time passes. He needs to be able to talk with his teammates behind closed doors and address them the same way he addresses the media. It can be hard to look at someone in the eye and say that we might need to change pieces versus saying it's the media where you're addressing it really to the air, which is why I think Jay Williams hit the nail right on the head when he said, you don't say this in the public, you say this behind closed doors. I think Kyrie has the potential to be a great leader, he wants it, but obviously he's not perfect. Whether this comment will impact the Nets remains to be seen. So far though, no one but Terry Rozier has really said anything negative about Kyrie, which after all the turmoil and drama with all of his teams says a lot. So that's Kyrie Irving's problem, his ability to talk to his teammates openly about his desires. But what do you think? Will the Nets trade some players? Will the Nets be in the finals next year? Drop a like for handles, cause Kyrie has a lot of that. Yeah, I made a TikTok, it's there. And if you're still here, you a real one, so comment talk so I know. The Instagram shout out of the day goes to Ben, and the all-day notification shout out goes to my boy and day one Armand, who's also been in some streams on my second channel. Thanks for the all-day support. Make sure to hit the bell for all your notifications, and if you're not a sub, hit that subscribe button, join the all-day community for more fire content, all-day support. It's your boy MJ. We out.
Stop in my spaceship, no.